Great day, beautiful people. How are you guys doing? I am checking in with you guys live from Calabasas, California. For those of you who don't know, I have jumped back in experiential marketing. Well, I never really left the industry, but I am back on the road managing a tour. So went from truck driving to now being back managing tours. Currently, I am going to be working on an automotive program, and I'm going to be serving as the co-tour manager with another young lady. What is unique about this program, and one of the reasons why I signed on to serve in the management role, is for one, it's going to give me the opportunity to train a upcoming tour manager. So I'm going to be working closely with the agency and the client to make sure that this tour manager is going to be abreast on everything they need to know to successfully and effectively manage any tours. I'm also going to be working with them to make sure from a logistical standpoint, from a setup, from a breakdown standpoint, that they understand on a day-to-day, event-by-event basis what they need to do to execute the program. So, and actually she just texted me now. She's arriving here now at the site. So I flew out early this morning, just landed in LA about 2 hours ago, and I came directly here to do the site check. We'll be setting up our activation tomorrow. We'll be activating Wednesday through Sunday for the next 2 weeks here in the Calabasas area at a retail location. So for those of you who don't know what a product specialist is, right? A product specialist is an individual who was trained to learn about the specifics of a brand or specifics of a product that may be launching. A product specialist can be someone that is launching or working with a technology brand to learn the benefits of that brand and how to relay it to consumers, that product information properly. They can be trained on everything from cell phones to computers, to anything technology related, or what we most commonly see in the experiential marketing industry is on the automotive side and working as an automotive product specialist. Oftentimes you'll see product specialists either working at auto shows where they are demoing or explaining the latest specs, the latest details, just really giving consumers a one-on-one white glove experience with regards to a particular brand, automotive brand, a particular product, or a particular vehicle. That is on the auto show circuit, and that usually happens in the winter time, fall going into winter. But because of the pandemic, there have not been a lot of auto shows going on. Product specialists can also work in the field, and that's what I'm doing now. So there are in-market activations, there are activations that can go on nationwide, there are lifestyle events, there are retail events, there are upscale golf events, there are private dining experiences. I mean, you name it. There are different ways in which a product specialist or a brand could communicate the benefits of their products to a consumer. And oftentimes when it comes to automotive and you're dealing, especially in the high-end luxury space, they tend to create more of a tailored experience for consumers, where they get an opportunity to not only drive the vehicle but have an experience attached to it. Now granted, experiential marketing is all about the experience, right? But in my role and me working as a product specialist for this particular tour and managing this program, I'm going to be doing everything from the setup. I'm going to be doing everything from speaking with the on-site contacts. I'm going to be in charge of logistics, getting the vehicles here, which I actually drove a vehicle up today, making sure the vehicles are detailed, managing and training the brand ambassadors, and also working with this tour manager who's going to be stepping in as well and making sure that she's up to breast and she knows everything that she needs to know to be able to successfully manage this program when I'm not here, because this is a fly-in, fly-out opportunity. So, a couple things to note, right? I'm here, I'm doing a site check. I came straight off the flight to do a site check. As a manager, especially when you're managing programs, you're managing tours, site checks are essential. I cannot stress that enough. It allows you, especially as the manager, to get a lay of the land, to see logistically where your footprint is going to be set up. In our case, we have vehicles that we're going to have at this retail location, at this outdoor mall. So how are we going to position these vehicles to make sure that consumers have the best experience, but make sure that the brand is present, that brand awareness is consistent and it is here, right? Also, making sure that from a logistical standpoint, we're able to get the vehicles in. We have tents, we have tables, we have a huge charge port, we have different elements, event elements that we have to set up, and you have to understand, especially when you're doing a site check, how these elements are going to be placed within the footprint and the best ways in which you can maximize your space and create a great consumer experience. So for me, and I just want to give you guys some tips, if you're going to be doing site checks, first off, make sure you communicate. Call the on-site contact prior to let them know you're going to be coming. Give them an ETA as to what time you'll be arriving. If you're in a crazy market like LA, if you're going to be hitting some traffic, make sure you keep them updated. Make sure you keep them abreast. Also, make sure you're working with your account managers. Account managers can be a little crazy at times. And you also have to work through some things with them, which I'll talk about in another video. But just make sure you're keeping your account manager or your account coordinator in the loop as far as when you're conducting your site checks, any changes that you feel need to be made on site, and also communicating any logistical concerns that you see when you're doing the site check. Ideally, site checks should be done at least 1 to 2 days prior to activation, so that if anything needs to be changed, you can let the account manager know and they can let the client know, or you guys can go ahead and adjust accordingly prior to you actually doing your setup. We're going to be actually setting up our footprint tomorrow, and we have 2 different footprints here at this retail space. So it's important for me when I came out to do the site check to visually see how these vehicles are going to be positioned, how we're going to set up all the event elements, what is the flow going to be for consumers, does it make sense, and just ensuring that we have adequate space and we have everything that we need to successfully activate this program. Now granted, no day is the same in experiential marketing. I'm going to say that again. No day, no activation, no event is the same. So you got to be able to adjust on the fly. You got to be able to roll with the punches. But more importantly, you got to make sure, above all things, you got to make sure that you are effectively communicating and that you are thinking 2 steps ahead of your current situation. I always stress this, especially in a management position. You got to be thinking about the worst case scenarios, because 9 times out of 10, those worst case scenarios are going to occur. Also, with site checks, you got to make sure that you are making those Home Depot runs if you need to. So making sure you have things like Allen keys, a Phillips head screwdriver, gaff tape, weights, sandbags, water, tent covers, which should come with your activation elements. Making sure that you have, I had a whole list, coolers, making sure that you have bins, storage bins, make sure that you have, in our case, microfibers and detailing equipment to wipe down the vehicles. These are just some of the things off the top of my head. Sharpies, scissors, box cutters. You know, these are some of the things that come to mind right now when I think of tour assets and tour elements and tour materials that are must-haves for any program. I'm pretty sure you guys can name some more. But I'm excited to be back. I never left, but I'm excited to be executing the program. I wanted to make sure that I chose the right program that made sense for, you know, Jay, for the brand, for what I do in the industry, but more importantly, I wanted you guys to see that, yeah, I can do trucking, I could be a CDLA manager, but I am still in the experiential marketing industry, and I still want to show you guys how to do things the right way, the professional way, how to be efficient, and coach you through that as well. So I'm going to be sharing my insight, my experiences over the next few weeks, you know, with me working as a tour manager and actually working with my co-tour manager and training her and getting her up to speed, because it's important for me that I train this co-tour manager the right way, that I instill the right things in her, show her the importance of being professional, being on time, and over-communicating, right? And make sure you're able to adjust on the fly. So being able to show her these different scenarios and help her work through that is important. Lastly, when you're working any tour, any program, I want to encourage you guys to stay true to who you are. The agency hired you for a reason. The agency believed that you were capable, you were able, you were qualified to fill that position, right? That management position. So believe in yourself. Be confident in your abilities. Ask questions. Find people that are in the position that you're in if you want to move to tour management opportunities, and latch on to them and ask them the ways in which they can obtain those tour manager positions, but more importantly, how do they sustain and successfully keep those opportunities coming? That's the main thing. Anybody can get one opportunity, but the key is being able to sustain and maintain and successfully create a name for yourself in the industry where agencies are calling you. So stay true to yourself. Be confident in who you are. None of us are perfect. We all have our things that we have to work on individually, right? But that agency hired you for a reason. They believed in you, they believed in your skills, they believed in your abilities. So make sure that you put your best foot forward, but not only that, that you are a true representation of who you are, and you are always professional, and you're doing things the right way. Believe me, I'm a testament to that. Hard work pays off, and that if you create a reputable name for yourself and you do things the right way in this industry, opportunities will be awarded to you. All right? So this is my co-tour manager calling me now. I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here. So you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe. And remember, you are a brand within a brand. But more importantly, you are the brand. You are the brand. So be confident in your abilities. Own yourself. And you got this. All right? I'll holler at you guys later. Bye.